Election season is almost over, but in these last few weeks leading up to November 5th, the television ads and the mailers are relentless.
Our own Elliot Adams joins us in Eau Claire, where one mailer in particular has a glaring error. Elliot?
Keith, Katie, voters in the Chippewa Valley may have seen this flyer in the mail over the past week. It calls for the re-election campaign for Michelle Skinner's bid for the state assembly. However, the issue is Michelle Skinner has never held state office before. Usually, political messaging comes from either the candidates themselves, the state or national political campaign party, or a political action committee. As for lying in their messaging, it's not allowed, but enforcement is haphazard.
Typically speaking, the candidates and the party committees can be held to are typically held to a higher legal standard than third-party groups. Trying to go, because the flyer that everyone's talking about in Eau Claire isn't from the candidate; it's not from the party.
The mailer in question comes from Americans for Prosperity, a conservative PAC that's largely funded by Koch Industries, a Kansas business conglomerate that has donated several dozen $1 million according to campaign finance records.
As long as they have some sort of reasonable explanation for what happened, there are really no consequences for it. There are consequences potentially among the voters, but in terms of legal consequences, there really aren't any.
I reached out to Republican State Assembly candidate Michelle Skinner, who says neither herself nor her campaign had any involvement with this flyer. An official with the Wisconsin Assembly Democratic Campaign Committee says this is another in a long list of misleading and dishonest mailers from Americans for Prosperity. Back to you, Keith and Katie.
All right, thank you, Elliot. While the print may be small, all political messaging is required to state who paid for it, and if the campaign wasn't consulted, it should also read that as well.